All right, so welcome to the IM Possible O.C.H Team Club. This is our admin office where a lot of the work magic takes place. Then if you come through here, over here we have our computer lab. And our computer lab is designed to help kids with their homework. We just got an MIT app development program. We also have a coding program. We look to get them on Photoshop so they can design flyers for the local businesses in the area. Come around. Over here, this is our business room, our conference room, where we do our entrepreneurship, our planning. If you come around this way, you'll see the board where our kids, when I talked about event planning, they planned their block party they just had last week, which had a great turnout. And we'll come around here to the craft room. Of course, this is our lobby hangout area. Boom. Our craft room, we usually have the Crickets set up where they make t-shirts, different crafts, bracelets and things. But we just have some leftovers from the block party. And then we'll come upstairs. As we go upstairs, we use a lot of blues and greens because green stimulates creativity. The blue, it stimulates different versions of creativity and open-mindedness and thoughtfulness. So we do everything to kind of play into the mind and confidence of the teens. This is our craft room. This is our creative room where the teens come, they lounge, do homework, read books. We have good conversations. We have over here our kitchen area where we do our cooking club. The kids learn to cook. With the leftover food, they take down to feed the homeless around the corner. So we always tell them the importance of giving back at the same time. Over here, shout out to Darby. This is our music room, our beat lab. And in this room, podcasts go down. They learn drums, learn piano. They set up the studio. A lot of kids want to record, and a lot of kids always keep, they want to record and they just think about music in one way. So we teach them about the different aspects and the different ways to make money off of music, off of their voice, whether it's recording audiobooks or anything like that. So next we'll go see the outside venue part. And that's the tour.
How's everybody doing? I'm the incomparable Diesel Greasel. I'm sitting here with a very special guest today. I want to talk to y'all about something that's very, very important, very near and dear to his heart as well as my heart. Without further ado, we're going to get right to it. I have Vantonio Fraley, also known as Mr. Be Great on Purpose. So let's start with that. How did the whole Be Great on Purpose start?
Be Great on Purpose started, well, for one, Be Great on Purpose to me is a mantra, a standard, and a lifestyle. So when I was on my rock bottom, literally on my rock bottom, sleeping in front of the church, kicked out from my parents, going through it with my girls, sleeping in my car, and I was telling myself something has to change. Something has to change. So in order for something to change, the first thing that has to change is your mentality, or in this case, my mentality. So I just started telling myself, no matter how it looks, no matter what it is, I'm gonna be great on purpose. And this is just a stage. And in this stage, whether I'm cutting grass, doing something from the first time, dealing with someone's dealing with me, the standard's gonna be great on purpose.
Tell everyone who you are.
So, I'm from California. I'm a military brat. My parents had me in high school. My mom married I call him my dad too. I was blessed with two dads, but she married my stepdad. We went to Germany. So in Germany, I was away from family. I'm in kindergarten through 6th grade, through 5th grade, I'm in Germany, and I'm trying to discover actually who I am. I'm a military kid from California with an afro and an aggressive California personality. So elementary school was a lot of fights. It was kind of hard adapting to the lifestyle. I fell in love with this character, this lady in history called Anne Frank at the time. She was introduced to me then, Martin Luther King. We got to go to concentration camps, learn what she stood for, been to her, where she hid in the attic, hence the bookshelf door that's there. So falling in love with being able to be in a bad, worse situation and still have impact on people long after your death. There's a way I could be who I needed as a teenager here in Killeen and give back. And so I just dedicated my life to that. Seeing, you know me since 6th grade, so I know some of y'all out there haven't, but seeing some of the things I've done and the impact it could have on the community, the impact it could have on other people, and just saying like, well, if I know I'm capable of having this impact, let me try to have an impact on the kids. We grew up under to whom you give your money, to whom you give your power, in 92.3. At the time, I didn't know the word for it was mentor, but he was my toughest mentor, the babysitter. But he always said, take care of the kids, because one day they're going to take care of you. And I just grew up in this place to where now I went from the kid and seeing what I'm trying to do, and there's nobody there for me to reach on to. And knowing that in order for something to change, I have to put myself in a position some teens could reach up to, some people could reach up to, some things could change because I left a door or left a crack in that door. So I just passion myself on leaving this earth a better place and leaving this community a better community.
So I remember meeting young Van playing wall ball. You know, we used to play wall ball in the morning, and you had a homie, Dennis, and he was a bully. He is what most would consider a bully by American standards. And you was a bit of a bully then too, you know.
I was misunderstood.
Yeah, but now it makes sense, you know, coming from a foreign country. Of course, you got a chip on your shoulder, and trying to fit in with a bunch of kids who have been to school with each other. You know, so you probably got bullied a little bit too. You know,
that's how me and Dennis.
Yeah.
So folks, cause like Dennis was the first one.
Yeah.
Going for that.
Yeah.
I might dress funny, I might not understand. You know, back then you get into it, y'all friends, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we are in each other's respect.
But now it makes sense, you know, coming from a foreign country. Of course, you got a chip on your shoulder, and trying to fit in with a bunch of kids who have been to school with each other. You know, so you probably got bullied a little bit too.
Yeah.
You know,
that's how we and Dennis.
Yeah.
So folks, cause like
as a teenager, you were an athlete, you know, obviously a student. What stands out about your teenage years?
Man, you know, of course for me it's gonna be 92.3. Got in trouble in 9th grade. My CIS teacher, Ms. Holmes, introduced me. Angela Holmes introduced me to Michael McGuire, and that's where I had to do my community service for getting in trouble. So
kind of a fucking reward, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like, for y'all who don't know, Michael McGuire, I want to make sure I get this correct, because he had the no-name morning show, which at the time was one of the top ranked morning shows in America, as far as in the urban space, so you got in trouble and Miss Holmes.
Hold on, what's special about 92.3? Michael McGuire bought that station, airtime on that station, believed in himself enough to go into this, rented a suite and built this radio station from the ground up.
Wow.
So to see him take this little station in Killeen, we've #1, not through like Nielsen charts all across the nation. Then, like, man, bruh, I'm in 11th grade. Mike McGuire, I done skipped school, but Mike McGuire, we done shot up to Dallas. We sitting there with the Dallas Mavericks. He got spinners on his rim, just radio stuff, teaching me radio business as a program director. I'm in Dallas and in program director meetings. At the time, of course, I don't understand. I get to play basketball, man, boom. But the little things he taught me, cutting commercials and how hard they were on me. But for him, he built this radio station from the ground up. When he left, at the time it was Clear Channel. Clear Channel took this man that built this radio station and offered him a position, and he opened up Orlando, Memphis, and somewhere in Georgia, set their radio.
So I always wondered why he left. So he left because he got an offer he couldn't refuse, basically. Okay. So then is that when the babysitter kind of took over?
Yeah, but by that time, so Mike was still kind of remotely at the time guiding babysitter through, so Mike could pop in a week, a month, or something like that. But yeah, after he fully left, that's when babysitter took over.
All right. So back to where we were. Tell me a little bit about the teen experience. Okay, you meet Mike. Mike's a mentor. Mike's gone.
So one of the things that was special to me was I worked remotes for City Lights, the club. So while they're broadcasting live on the radio, I'm controlling the board. Then I moved up to where I'm going to the club and setting up the actual remote, the system, and all that. I'm setting up the stuff, going to the clubs. I'm 14, 15 at the time. So my parents dropped me off. So I set it up. We're there to 12. So now I'm 13, 14, 15. I'm in City Lights. Boom. Going through that experience. Then I come back. I have my friends at school. And yeah, we're athletes. We're doing the athlete thing. So I'm kind of balanced that. I'm trying to balance school, which I wasn't good at. But what just really stood out to me here was it was nothing. And for me, because it was nothing, I always felt like at first I wanted to run as far away from it. So it gave me the imagination to start dreaming. I've been to Germany. Why do they have this in Germany and not here? Why do they boom? My mom was the type of mom that used to say, do you want to go down a road already traveled or the road that's less traveled? The road you built to travel on. So now at these young ages, I'm looking at Killeen and thinking about things I could do here. If I was to stay here, as I'm traveling and growing up, I'm thinking about those things too. So as a teenager for me, it was a city of no limits. We did everything, and it was really no rules for what we were doing. So a lot of the stuff we were doing and getting in trouble for, rules were set here. So for me, it was just a place of opportunity, a place of dullness, yeah.
Okay. Was there a specific moment that made you realize you had to start doing something?
Yeah. I came back to Killeen in 2008 or 9. This when I was doing the club thing, big in the club. And one day I was just, I was just with this young lady from the club. I was trying to get her to go home. And I'm like, man, don't you got kids or something like that? And she was like, man, I lost my kids. I'm in CPS, boom. Naturally, I asked why. She got a drinking problem, and she drinking, don't take care of her kids. And for me, it hit kind of different because as right as I try to do, as positive as I try to be, the main promoter to get people to my club is alcohol. And seeing what it does to the community, how I'm tearing it down from alcoholism, raising prices, lowering prices, come get these drinks, boom. But then kind of feeling like I'm better than the person selling drugs when really I'm causing the same harm.
Okay, all right, that's deep. So, of course, we're here because you turned a thought into a thing. We're sitting inside of an idea that you had for a long time. I want to say at least 10 years. Tell everyone where we are currently.
So currently we're in there's no such word as impossible, even though it might read that. It's the IM Possible Teen Club, the Ovetta Cope Hobby.
Okay. Who is a Ovetta Cope Hobby?
So, for one, Ovetta Cope Hobby, man, she's the reason why women have MOSs in the military. She's the first colonel. She's one of the co-founder of the Houston Post. The Hobby Airport in Houston is named after her. I don't know if I said she was the first Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare under Eisenhower. She was the main advocate for Fort Hood to be here. I'm just recently finding out that Howard, the HBCU, was the first federally funded HBCU. She's the senator that signed out and advocated for that. So this.
Is she a black woman or is she a white woman?
She's a white woman.
Wow.
So this facility we're sitting in is where she was literally born at. So she was born in January 19th, 1905. However, the house...
That's the day before your birthday, right?
Yeah. So the house, I've been applying for the Texas Historic Commission. I'm renaming my garden to make that a historic landmark as well. So they asked me what was the building originally built for. So her dad is Isaac Cope. He was a senator in Texas. Him and his wife, her mother, they did a lot of shaping of Killeen as far as law, getting licensings and things like that. He used it as a law office. He's from Carpers Cove. His family were replaced. Their land was taken with several other people. I'm skipping the name, but so Fort Hood could take it. The government seized their land. So this house, he got to Killeen in 1897. So this house was, the earliest record of him using it as a law office is 1901. She was born in 1905, so we know it was built between 1897 and 1901.
Wow, okay. And so, how did you end up in possession of the house?
So for that, I have to give credit to Michael and Jerry of Home Team. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. So if anybody's making money, the first thing they're going to do is learn tax code things. So they gifted us the property so they could use the write-off. Boom. So now we're in a situation where they and Heifer had to sell the building last year. We had a lease. They renewed the lease to in May, we had to renew a lease with the Austin investors that come to get the building. So they're trying to get us out. So they took us from 900 to 3,500.
Wow.
So now we're just chipping away until some of the bigger grants, hence part of why I went to Washington, hence some of the connections I'm making that aren't quite there yet are going to be based around preserving this building.
Okay, so they raised your rent in the effort to try to get you out so they could do something else with this property.
Yeah, make it a rental.
So they just want to turn it into a house and rent it out to someone.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So
it's part of capitalism. You can't be mad at them. They're nothing against them. They're Israeli guys making investments. They don't understand the history part. They don't understand the necessarily write-off part for whatever loss.
So are you in a fight to try to keep this place right now?
Yeah, definitely. We're fighting to keep the place. We're fighting to build the place all at the same time, because it's kind of a two-part thing, So I've had the building for 3 years. The first 2 years rebuilding floors, electricity, plumbing, doing that. So I invested a lot into it. So part of it is having it, getting it active, getting kids, getting people in the community taking action in it so we could show the need, boom, versus me continuously fighting for our community and not just, man, I just need the teams here and the rest fall into place.
So are you funding this out of your own pocket?
Yes.
All right. Let's talk more about the city, or the youth in particular. What's the biggest challenge facing teenagers in Killeen?
So the biggest challenge during the school year is truancy. During the summer is idle time. Idle time leads to higher crime during the summer. In short.
Okay. What are adults getting wrong about today's youth?
It takes a community. Like right now, my son just graduated, so I have my single parent experience. And the way this city is set up is not necessarily advocated for the single parent. Statistically, like on our campaign, still the city is majority single parent with multiple children that works outside of the city. So I understand it's hard for the average parent. I understand that it's hard for the married parents because they're mostly at work, boom. So it really takes a community. And that's kind of the problem I want to solve as, look, if we keep our kids here, have a safe space here where they get life skills, where they develop their own set of skills through their own ideas, exploring and executing their own ideas. So just having that safe place to where we could bring all these great community organizations we have. There's a lot of organizations that are renting out places so they don't get to meet but once a quarter. But now we could have more consistency. Consistency is what's needed with our kids. So giving a place where we could be consistent.
What's one thing you think every parent should start doing?
That's a tough one because we're all in different spaces financially, time-wise, but we have to find a way to start getting our kids to believe in themselves, to believe they are somebody, to be able to know they have talent, you know. I'm a compare it to the garden, because that's one of the things I'm learning. Like, you can't just throw a seed out there and expect it to grow. You have to nurture it, you know. And our kids are our seeds. And unfortunately, with the shape of America right now, most parents are working so they can't fully nurture that seed. So as a community, this gives us a place where we could all take our 1% and nurture to build a whole team.
How much influence would you say social media has on children?
I could just say a lot. I can't put it, I try to put it in a number, and I say 90% influence, but that goes back to us as parents not being able to nurture the way we want to, so having to lean on ourselves as a community. So a lot of times the social media becomes the babysitter, it becomes things that keep their mind busy versus saying, hey, you know, we have a content squad. So part of that content squad, you learn marketing, you learn event planning, you learn all these different skills. Now you're putting the content on the social media versus watching it and learning and having those experiences around it.
Can mentorship really change the direction of a young person's life?
Yeah. And I think we overlook mentoring, you know. So as a teen, as parents, it's kind of hard for us to go back. But when we're teens, things are a lot bigger than they seem to us as fully grown adults. So, for example, one of the biggest skills I learned through my throwing party days is event planning, party promoting. But what kid doesn't want to throw a party? What kid doesn't want to do something with music, whether it's make it, whether it's recorded, it's something. So these are avenues for us to kind of pour in through mentoring.
Why do some kids end up in trouble while others don't?
Hope. Like, the most addictive drug known to man is hope, you know. So for myself, I wasn't good in school because my parents were pressuring me to join the military. That I didn't see any hope in that. So I didn't understand I was a good student and I had opportunities, so I treated myself as someone with no hope. So I just say hope. You give a kid hope.
All right. What makes your program different from others?
So, for one, that's where we have to start. Program. So a program is something that happens in the park, something that can happen once a quarter. We have an actual facility where we do this day to day, whether nobody's here, lights are on, things are happening. We're a safe place where now if you have a program, you could come house your program and gain that consistency here. We're just a facility. So when I talk about the great programs in Killeen and I talk about us as a community and what our kids need is consistency, this is a place where all that could be done because it's here. It's one place we could be every day. Then secondly, you know, I was a kid that when you tell me believe in your dreams, I'm asking you, what's your dream? Are you doing what your dream is? And as I discovered, most of us aren't. So that's one of the things I ask a kid, what's your dream? You know, a few of them ask me, and I say, look, you're in it. So the process of sticking through something, showing a kid like, I've been to jail over 15 times, showing a kid no matter where you come from, no matter what you've done, you put your mind to something, you could develop it, you could achieve it, it's real. How do I know it's real? Because I'm doing it. Not only am I doing it, I'm doing it for you, so you can believe in yourself enough to chase your dream.
All right. If every adult in Killeen did one thing to help, what would you ask them to do?
Commit to donating $1 a month. If you could do 5, that'd be great. If you could do 10, that'd be even better. If you could do more than that. But if you could commit $1 a month, now what that does is shows us we have financial support. So let's say it's 100,000 people in Killeen. If we get them to commit to donating $1 a month, now when we go to banks, when we go look at, talk to grant funders, they see we have 100,000 donors. And they look at those as 100,000 streams of income. So now it's a lot easier to get outside support we need so we can start creating jobs, creating a workforce here within Killeen. So now our parents aren't driving an hour away, spending 10 hours on the road. Now we can take an 8-hour day and really make it an 8-hour day where they're getting back to their kids, where they know even when they're not with their kids, they're in a safe place that knows what their community needs, that knows what their community does, not having to send it up to somewhere outside of our area and ask them how to support our teams. We have the resources here to do it.
Okay. And what can someone who is watching this do this week to make a difference?
So, of course, we're going to say it's a 1A and a 1B. The 1A is if you have the time, especially my retired veterans, if you could come down, hang out, encourage teams, if you could bring the team, that's even better. But come give your time. Come share your stories, come share your experience, come pour into these teams where we could see where they could see their choices, how they played out, where they can know you enough to know some of your choices and how you were in these same situations. And even when you felt like them and didn't believe, it still worked out. So sharing that to me is going back to taking care of the kids, because one day they're going to take care of you. Then the 1B is always finances. Finances help. Especially right now, finances help.
Okay, how can people help? How can they connect with you? How can they reach you?
So, it's spelled impossible, but there's no such word as impossible. It's I'm Possible. So you put I'm Possible Team Club in Google, IG, Facebook, you're going to find us. My number is 254-300-8278. Our email address is info@ipsctx.org. Our website is ipsctx.org. And I'm real live in the community. So you'll see me at HEB, you'll see me online. I'm touchable, I'm a real person, I'm a human person. You'll see me cutting grass, you'll see me building walls, helping people out. I like to give back, so you will find me in the community. On social media, if you're looking for me directly, whether it's Google, whether it's any social media, Be Great on Purpose, that's me, and just put it in. And even if you're having a bad day, just go type in Be Great on Purpose and just see how it makes you feel.
All right, and so any final words you want to share before we give them a tour?
Yes. So again, I talked about to whom you give your money is to whom you give your power. I talked about take care of the children because one day they take care of you. I talked about how important it is for us to come together as a community, for us to keep a safe place for our teens. But what I don't want to see happen, and I won't see it happen, so I just don't want it to happen, I call it the Nipsey hustle. Like, this is year 16 for us. You can follow Nipsey's story, and ours is way longer than that. But the Nipsey hustle story is a guy that gives back, pours his all into giving back, and it goes unheard until he's dead. Then it gets a few months of life, and then it dies. Please, if you know me and you feel we have some ill will, I don't have no ill will towards anyone. And don't look at this program as me, look at this program as us, our kids, and a chance. I put myself out there for our community. When I say I put myself out there, I've been maintaining this, got the legal paperwork for it, got the insurance, went to NFL, so we're NFL league operators, same for NBA, WNBA junior league operators, MLS Go. We're working, well, we have baseball, we have street hockey and US tennis, we just haven't rolled them out. And the reason why I'm saying this is these are opportunities for us to have sports leagues here in our community, which keeps our kids safe and active during summer. I've been talking with KISD and working support presentations with them and showing them how statistically when kids play sports, they do better academically. I've been working with the city council, trying to get in contact with the new mayor so I can further the conversation and show how when teams are active in sports, it's better for the city as well. And in a city like Killeen, where our school district suffers, coming together to bring low-cost sports allows our kids to do better in school, allow them to have a better community experience, allow us as parents to feel safer about our kids being in the community when we're not with them.
Awesome, man. I do appreciate you making time. If you haven't made it out here to the IM Possible Teen Center, you're missing out. As we spoke previously, I've known Van 30 years of my 45 years of life, actually more. And the thing that I can say is that he's been working at this for a long, long time. Like, you see lots of people start things and stop things, but for almost the entire of his adult life, I've seen him push this dream, push this goal. I've seen many different variations of it come to life. And without your support, he's going to have to work even harder. I don't ever worry about him not doing this. I know enough about Van to know that, like 50 Cent says, get rich or die trying. Like, this is Van. Like, build this or die trying, you know? And so you don't find many people who are willing to serve. You know, people talk about what an actual leader is. Leadership is serving. And not many people are willing to go on the front line and serve. He's putting his own money into this. He got kids just like I got kids and you got kids, but putting his own money into this. So without your support, this dream is going to take even longer to reach all of the kids that need this. We live in a city where we have young women stabbing other young women in middle schools. We live in a city where we have young men shooting each other, home invasions. We live in a city where we have youth who are crying out every day and looking for someone or something to pour into them. And if we don't do it, it's a whole world of negative and crime and drugs and every negative influence possible that's waiting to pour into those children. And so Action speaks louder than words. I'll make sure I put the links in the comments. If you can help, help. If you can spend time, spend time. If it's easier for you to spend money, spend money. If you know a child that needs help, tell their parent about this place. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to a close and give you guys a brief tour so you know what to look forward to when you finally make a trip down there.
I gotta stop, yes.